So there are a few iPhones out there pretty much for every like 3 to 5 year period that I almost always recommend throughout that complete 5-year period. So when an iPhone comes out, it typically gets, 5 years of software support, but just because that iPhone came out doesn't necessarily mean it would be the first phone I would recommend. There's been iPhones like the iPhone 12 mini, the iPhone SE2, the iPhone SE3, and maybe some other iPhones, even maybe like an iPhone 12 Pro Max or even a 12 Pro that I wouldn't, recommend the first timers like to go and buy those iPhones like immediately. Basically, there's iPhones out there that come out that are the latest and greatest that still might not even be the best iPhones or best priced iPhones at that moment. And in this case, it's never been a better time to buy an iPhone 13. I think it's a perfect time to buy one of these iPhones, and for its duration of lifespan, basically how long this iPhone's going to last, I think the iPhone 13 and the 13 Pro in particular are probably going to be some of the longest lasting iPhones Apple's ever going to make. And there's a few reasons for this. So for one, the big thing, this iPhone is only not even 2 years old yet, so it's still like a fairly newer iPhone. It's really not going anywhere anytime soon. It's still going to be supported with software, so we're really not missing out on too much in that perspective. But the other big thing here is that when you think about how many devices actually have that Apple A15 Bionic chip inside that is inside the iPhone 13, it is pretty insane of how long that iPhone, just think about it. We have iPads that have the A15 Bionic. The next iPad 11 may have it. The iPhone 13, 13 Pro, 13 mini, and 13 Pro Max have that chipset. The iPhone 14 and iPhone 14 Plus have that chipset as well. The iPhone SE3 has that chipset as well. There are tons of products that have that chipset. That doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be supported for a long period of time, but I do think it's going to have kind of an abnormal lifespan, mostly because there's just so many products that have that chipset. And I think I'm missing an iPad. I think maybe the iPad mini also has it. Like, there's a lot of products out there that have that chipset. So this iPhone is not going anywhere anytime soon from that perspective. But on top of that, when you consider the speed of this iPhone, the power behind this iPhone, the battery life behind this iPhone as well, like, this is still a great caliber of an iPhone in my opinion. Now, if you can spec it out, like if you want the 13 Pro, I would also recommend that iPhone. If you want to go and get the iPhone 13 Pro Max, that's also a very good deal. These iPhones have only gone down in the used market, like in the price tag standpoint. So that's kind of another big asset. Like if you wanted to go and buy a phone like this, it's still supported with software. It's still going to be here for a long period of time. And iPhones like this don't come around often. I think the closest iPhone we had to this one maybe a few years ago was like an iPhone 11, maybe even before that, the iPhone 10. So, this is definitely a very solid iPhone I would recommend a lot of people to buy. So that pretty much covers it up. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that'll be so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.